Shabbat Shalom. We at Am Shalom were very fortunate to welcome Debbie Friedman to our congregation in March of 2010, as she was leaving New York to establish her home in California. It was a magical weekend, Shabbat services, Shabbat dinner at my home, a fabulous concert and program on Sunday. Everyone at our school got to hear and sing with Debbie. So many were touched by her greatness that night. Some were afraid to go up and talk to her, but they had been listening to her music their entire lives. Others flocked to her and asked for autographs. It was so magical. I received so many emails after that event. The ones I kept. Rabbi, I just wanted to thank you and everyone at Am Shalom for bringing Debbie in for the weekend. It was fantastic to have a legend in Glencoe. I guess we don't have many legends in Glencoe. And for our kids to have a chance to appreciate her creative genius. Both Friday services and today led our family into a great discussion about the importance of music in religion and how music makes our Jewish experience more personal and more poetic. And as I put my daughter to bed tonight, we sang Lechi Lach together. Great stuff. Debbie Friedman is credited with creating a whole new genre of contemporary, accessible Jewish music. From the beginning of her career, she has taken prayers, teachings, and melodies of our ancient Jewish texts and set them to music. Because of her powerful commitment, her belief in the expression of the values found in the text, as well as the quality and beauty of her songwriting abilities, her music is beloved by people of all ages, of all religions. Debbie's songs have a universal appeal because they speak to each listener in an intimate and personal way. If there was ever a need for the music of Debbie Friedman, it is right now. It is tonight. For in Debbie's own words, she wrote, "From the beginning of my career, I've tried to help people see how prayer can be a source of comfort in both good times and bad. I hope my music will give people the opportunity to pray in an intimate and personal way, with the goal of helping them get through these difficult times. I want to help people to begin their day with an open heart, to learn to pray in a comfortable, non-threatening way. Maybe they'll first experience it as music, but over time, they may learn the prayers. In this time of tremendous uncertainty in our entire world, when so many are feeling anxious and stressed, the comfort and sense of peace that prayer brings is a wonderful thing." This was Debbie Friedman's hope. This is Debbie Friedman's music. And through the amazing work of Ken Markowitz and our choir and our guests, which you'll hear about, and our extra musicians and Ken and our entire congregation, we are able to be in for a real treat tonight as we hear about the first Jewish music Heritage Shabbat.
Of this one God. He leaves all he has known before behind, takes his family, and departs to a land he does not know, with the promise of something unknown but greater, a life of blessing not only for today, but for all of his generations to come, our generations. And he is compelled to move onward, to move forward. In this week's Parsha, Vayera, we revisit the story of the binding of Isaac, just read no less than 2 months ago at Rosh Hashanah. Abraham again receives a message from God to take his son Isaac and make him a sacrifice to honor God. In these last 2 weeks in particular, as we've been reading these stories of Abraham and his awakening to God, the one God, to a different way of life, my thoughts have actually turned a lot to the life of Debbie Friedman. In many ways, this is a perfect Shabbat to honor her memory and her legacy and celebrate her life. She, like Abraham, you could say, was awakened. In Debbie's words, quote, "One night I went to synagogue and realized that there was no participation. It seemed as though nobody was doing anything." End quote. Not long after that night in the early 1970s, a melody came to her, and so began a lifetime of writing and singing and teaching. One might say that God said to her, "Oh, Debbie, let me laugh." And so she did. But that life was not without sacrifice. In order to follow her path, she went against the grain of much of the Jewish music status quo. Her style of music was not welcomed with open arms. She often felt like an outsider in the larger Jewish world. It took years to create this community, a community that was suddenly not just there to listen and receive, but to offer, to participate, to sing an inclusive Jewish repertoire built with text and midrash, both in Hebrew and in English. Tonight, we'll take a journey through our Shabbat service with Debbie's music, sharing throughout how Debbie and her life's work made a difference in our lives. We welcome our 2 musical artists in residence, Merri Lovinger-Arian and Elana, a mother-daughter team, close friends of Debbie's and my teachers and friends. Elana and I first worked together in New York City at Central Synagogue as part of their house band. And later, even though I told her that I would never play guitar, ever, she became my first guitar teacher, poor thing, nursing me through the tears and continually encouraging me to just do it already. Merri, I met through the Debbie Friedman School of Sacred Music at the Hebrew Union College Jewish Institute of Religion. She quickly became a teacher and confidant, someone that pushed me to continue to find my personal voice, even when she might not have agreed with some of my choices. She's someone that has dedicated so much of her life to Jewish music and education, and to continually working on the Jewish worship experience as a way to build community. Precisely why they are here tonight on Jewish Music Heritage Shabbat. The Shabbat dedicated to exposing and exploring the ever-evolving modes of worship and musical expression within the prayer experience. So I wanted to invite Merri to sort of move us forward on our journey of music and memory in celebration of Shabbat and the music of Debbie Friedman. Thank you.
I was honored to be asked to add my voice tonight to this special Jewish Music Heritage Shabbat. Debbie was a very close friend of mine. Her teaching impacted the work that I do more than any other single person that I can think of. Besides her incredible knack for having her fingers on the pulse of what moved and touched people, helping them to experience new meaning in the liturgy through her music, she taught me that the most important thing is to bring your heart to your work. Expect more of the congregations that you stand before, and they will give you more. For years, I had the privilege of teaching some of this to our students at the Debbie Friedman School of Sacred Music, which did not used to be called that, by the way. And by the way, one of my very favorite students, you are so wise and so lucky to have as your kid, and you can honor him even like that. In the fall of 2007, the school was given an incredible gift to actually bring Debbie to the college to teach, so that she could add her incredible gifts to the teaching of our future rabbis and cantors. Needless to say, I was overjoyed. My friend and my teacher was finally being asked to take her rightful place at the College Institute. She was thrilled at the opportunity and embraced it with open arms. We were so blessed. She taught about her work in healing music, and confident in the students' ability to write music, she devoted her time and attention toward helping them to do just that in their composition classes. She co-taught a class with me in contemporary congregational repertoire, and she also helped coach some students in the art of song reading. And she did all of this while she celebrated the incredible breadth of musical style that the students were studying. One of my favorite stories about Debbie as a teacher came from one of our recent alumni. She shared the following with me. One day, I was sitting in one of Debbie's classes, and I thought to myself, you know what? I am sure that I am Debbie's favorite student. And then I looked around the room, and I realized that in fact, everyone sitting in that room probably felt that they were Debbie's favorite student. Debbie really was not one-sided in her love for Jewish music. She really appreciated it all. Traditional Nusach and Kazalut, Yiddish art songs, Israeli folk music, and of course, more contemporary music. She had no desire to replace the incredible depth of our Jewish musical heritage with only one style of music. But she knew the power of music. She knew it was like no other, a medium that could not only build community, but actually change the nature of that community. And she also recognized that it was one thing to listen to the music of our heritage, and yet another to be able to join in with one's own voice. Debbie knew that she needed to find a way to give Amcha, give the people their voice. How grateful we are for the incredible canon of Jewish music that Debbie created, and with the good fortune to have lived at a time in history when Debbie's music was able to shape our souls. Debbie breathed new life into the liturgy of our ancestors, creating meaning and connection for countless generations. How blessed we are to be the beneficiaries of that legacy.
So throughout this evening, you'll be hearing from various different people on this bema and from within the congregation, different reflections, different memories. And our first memory is from Ken Smith.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
On the occasion of the visit in 2010 of Debbie Friedman to Am Shalom, she, of course, led the service on Friday evening. And in the course of that, she wanted to begin the service with her new Shalom Aleichem, which she had not published yet, and which was not known to anyone, and there was no printed copy. So she came down to this seat right here, and she taught Adam Bellows and I that song so that we could participate in the service with her. I was very affected by it, and I couldn't stop playing it after I got home that evening. I played it for an hour or so, just fooling around with it. And in the months after her visit, I also used it as pre-service music, although it was relatively unknown at the time. From a musical standpoint, I'm not sure what it is exactly, but it could be the progression of the harmonies in this particular song, or the descending lines that predominate throughout it. But whatever it is, it provides a very meditative kind of feeling, which I thought would be the perfect way to come from the work week and all its busyness into the peace of Shabbat.
Let's turn to page 142. You too. I want you to see the page, but I want to point out something before we begin to speak of things that can describe such music. I want you to see two of the changes that Debbie made in the music and the text. And this was her role as a musician and a composer, as an interpreter of text. So the first was, if you look at the way that the text begins, she does not begin with Shalom Aleichem. She begins rather with Shalom Aleichem, Shalom Aleichem. Peace to you. That is the moment where we welcome the angels, those angels who were sent to visit us on Shabbat, messengers from God. This is where we make them feel at home. So leave it to Debbie. She doesn't just say Shalom Aleichem once. She wants to make sure that everyone feels welcome. And so instead she says, Shalom Aleichem, Shalom Aleichem. That's the first change. And the last one is the final verse, which you have right there in the prayer book. The first thing we do is say peace to you. The second thing we say is Boachem Shalom, come in peace. The third thing we say is Baruchuni Shalom, bless us in peace. And in the original text, we then say Seichem Shalom, go in peace. And Debbie said, right, leave it to the Jews. Shabbat begins and they're already worrying about when it's going to end. So she suggests instead, and that is what Orna has done with this entire choir, she says instead, let's not tell them about leaving. They just got here. Rather, she says that we should focus on imploring them to please come back. So the final verse of Shalom Aleichem will say instead, Shuvchem Shalom. Remember to return in peace. Shalom Aleichem. Page 143.
anyone's getting married on Sunday, I ask that you please come forward. Aaron and Melissa, where are you? So right before we sing L'Chad Odi, we're going to offer a very quick blessing upon this bride and groom. What a week you've had, the death of a grandparent this week, which now brings you to temple tonight, as well as a wedding on Sunday. And we're going to do it right here. We're going to just offer a very simple blessing in front of your family, in front of those who are gathered here to mark this moment. And then we're going to sing L'Chad Odi, and on the last verse, we're going to ask the two of you to open the door for the bride of Shabbat, because you're going to be that bride in less than 48 hours. And then as you come back down, everyone who has a little soft candy is going to shower you during L'Chad Odi with some sweetness. May God who bless the men and women of Israel in every generation bless this bride and groom, guide them on life's journey. May their marriage be a joy and a good example to all who know them. May they fashion a Jewish home worthy of praise. May the love that the two of you have inspire and bless your family, your friends, and the community of Israel. The two of you found each other. That's the good news. And now it's the rest of your life you have the great honor to be the right partners for each other, to make sure that you acknowledge the bride of Shabbat, the bride of love, and let that love grow in so many unique and wonderful ways. May your marriage truly be a marriage filled with song. May you have a choir and an orchestra behind you every step along the way. Wherever you go, think that an entourage of musicians are following you. And may you truly find the joy that our ancestors found in the beautiful mystical city of Svat, as we welcome into this room the Sabbath Queen. On the last verse, we rise, the two of you are going to open the door, and then as you come back into this room, everyone will shower you with sweetness. May you be blessed each and every day with God's most precious gift, peace. Kiss the bride. That bride. Page 138 and 139.
Sing verses 1, 2, and 9. With 140, Mizmor Shir Layom HaShabbat. Please be seated.
Our service continues with our call to worship with the Barku on page 146 as we rise together. Please be seated as we read together at the top of page 148. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher imaro ma'arim ha'ravim, v'chokma poteach she'arim, u'bituna meshaneh gitim, u'machalik et ha'tzmanim, u'mesater et ha'kohavim, v'mishmoratei barakia et hirzono, borei yom v'layla, Golel or Mipnei Hosheth, Behosheth Mipnei Or.
favorite Debbie Friedman piece. I said it was difficult to choose my favorite one. I enjoy her songs with ruach, or a quicker tempo, but it's the haunting ones, like Shema, that move me especially.
gave it for all of us to be able to sing. And I literally remember in the 1970s singing that for the very first time. And that was the tune that was sung at my bar mitzvah, and that was the tune that I so picture my parents singing. And those words, we teach them diligently unto your children. Desiree and Adam, you are able to do just that. As you bring Aria Shoshana Eloheinu v'Eloheinu, our God and God of all generations. We know that names are very important. Aria Shoshana, you are named for your paternal aunt, Sandra Mayer, a remarkable human being who died far too soon, a longtime member of this congregation, and truly a beautiful soul. And you stand on her shoulders and you carry on her traditions, as you are truly loved by your mom and dad, by your grandparents, by your family members, and by your friends. May you truly know the joy that life has in store for you. And may you make funny faces at rabbis and cantors as often as you can. Aria, you picked the perfect night to get a Hebrew name, because tonight's all about music, and it is our hope that music will always be a part of your life. And may you find the joy that life has to offer, and may you truly know that you are a gift, and you are a blessing. May the one Eloheinu v'Eloheinu v'Eloheinu kanyeh et hayala hazeh la'abiha b'la'ima v'yikra shema b'Yisrael Shoshana bat Shmuel v'Desiree Ismacha v'Yetzet chalatzav v'Piel mo b'Friedman zot ha'ketana g'dola ti'ya keshem sheniknas labrit ken tikanes l'Torah l'chuppah v'lama'asim tovim. Our God and God of our ancestors, may this child be known in the house of Israel as Shoshana, which means a rose. May you grow in so many wonderful ways and bring joy to your parents. May you find life's joys heightened and make sure that every day you know how lucky you are and your parents know how lucky you are. We ask for God's blessing upon you with these words of our tradition.
May God bless you and keep you. May God's light shine upon you and be good to you.
May you be blessed each and every day with God's most precious gift, the gift of wholeness, the gift of completeness, the gift of peace.
Amen. So Aria, we have some gifts for you tonight. We hope that you are going to help us make the world a more complete place, a place filled with peace. So we have this tzedakah box for you, which your parents will help you fill out.
What's on that
Well, you happen to mention on the back are listed all of the dates of our Tot Shabbat. And I know you don't want to miss our frozen Tot Shabbat next month. And of course we have the famous Am Shalom. We don't just like to say Mazel Tov, we like to say Mazel Tov. So we hope that you'll take this and enjoy it.
And a certificate to mark this moment. And Miriam danced with great joy. And Aria, you are a modern day Miriam. For you are going to part these seas. You are going to bring joy to all of our hearts. And you are going to understand what freedom truly means. With the greatest of joy, Moses, Miriam, and all Israel sang this song with Miriam in the lead.
And Miriam was a weaver of unique variety. The tapestry she wove was one which sang our history. With every strand and every thread, she crafted her delight. A woman touched with spirit, she dances for the night.
Please be seated. So we have a memory, a reflection on Miriam, that particular name from this passage.
When my husband and I found out that we were having a girl, he gave me final approval for the first name, to pick the first name. So I narrowed it down to a few finalists from the Jewish baby names book, but I kept coming back to one name, Miriam. And I realized the reason this name kept calling me was that song I could not get out of my head, Miriam's song by Debbie Friedman. So I got out the CD and listened to it over and over and really paid attention, really for the first time, to all the lyrics. And what I found was that in that song, Debbie Friedman portrays Miriam, this otherwise mere supporting player in the book of Exodus, as a real superstar. Debbie Friedman's Miriam is creative, strong, a vibrant spirit, a leader of women, a dancer, a singer, a believer in miracles. There was no question I wanted my daughter, our daughter, to be a Miriam. So Miriam, she would be named Miracle Miriam. And of all the times I've heard this song, the most special was in June of 2006 at the Greater Chicago Jewish Festival, where Debbie Friedman herself performed. I was 7.5 months pregnant with Miriam, and I hoped that Debbie Friedman would include our song in her concert, and she did. It felt like our very own command performance as she was singing directly to me, connecting this character from our history to this yet-to-be-born person, singing to me about the Miriam I would get to meet about 6 weeks later. For this special experience and the inspiration for our daughter's name, I thank this creative, strong, vibrant spirit, this superstar, Debbie Friedman.
Miriam and the children danced and danced the whole night long.
On page 162, we read together, "The people of Israel shall keep Shabbat, observing Shabbat throughout the ages as a covenant for all time. It is a sign for all time between me and the people of Israel. For in 6 days Adonai made heaven and earth, and on the 7th day God ceased from work and was refreshed." And that is such an important quote. It says that it's a sign for all time, a sign that God would be our God and God would guide us and protect us as long as we would follow God's ways. And one of the things that we've been taught to do is to keep Shabbat and to remember Shabbat. And so that is why we come together to try and observe and fulfill that mitzvah. But there is a beautiful tradition that says when we fulfill a mitzvah, we shouldn't just go and do it and get it done. Sometimes we should try to make it beautiful. And that's why on Shabbat, sometimes people will buy flowers for their home or they'll make a special, delicious meal. And that is why what Debbie has contributed to our people is so important. Because all of the melodies and all of the songs that she has given us that we use on Shabbat certainly enhance the mitzvah of keeping Shabbat. But more than that, I think it enhances us and the experience that we have when we pray together. So we continue on that same page with the words of the Sham.
Oh
164, our bar mitzvah, Jackson Goldman will be leading us as we all rise.
Adonai, sifatai titach, uvia gitehilatecha. Adonai, sifatai titach, uvia gitehilatecha. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu, Elohei Avotenu v'Imotenu, Elohei Abraham, Elohei Yitzhak, Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, Elohei Leah, Ha'el HaGadol HaGibor v'Hanorah, El Elyon, Gomer Chasadim Tovim, Ve'Konei Ha'akol, Ve'Zocher Chasdei Avodim Avot, U'Mevii Geulah Livnei Menachem, Leman Shemo Ve'Achava, Melech Ozer U'Moshiach U'Magen, Baruch atah Adonai, Magen Avraham ve'Ezrat Sarah. Atah Gibor le'olam Adonai, B'chai ha'kol ha'tara le'Moshiach. Mashika ruach u'marika Hashem, Mechalkel ha'im b'chesed, Mechayei ha'kol b'rachamim rabim. Somech noflim merofeh cholim, U'matir asurim, U'mekayem emunato, Lishenei afar, Milhamot ha'ba'al me'urot, U'midyon melach, Melech emim U'mechayem, U'matzmiach Yeshua, V'ne'eman atah le'achayot ha'kol, Baruch atah Adonai, Mechayei ha'kol.
אתה קדוש ושמך קדוש, וקדושים בכל יום יהללוך לסבא. ברוך אתה אדוני, האל הקדוש.
You are holy, your name is holy, and those who are holy praise you every day. Blessed are you, Adonai, the holy God. Please be seated.
We read together on page 177. God of goodness, we give thanks for the gift of life, wonder beyond words, for the awareness of soul, our light within, for the world around us so filled with beauty, for the richness of the earth which day by day sustains us. For all these and more we offer thanks. Baruch atah Adonai, Atov Shimcha U'Lecha Na'el Lekoto.
Shira, which is a Jewish music conference at the Olmsted Union Institute, Pastor Ruby. And I was sent there because I was going to be song leading, something which I hadn't done since I was 15, and I was in my 20s. And the first night of the conference, Debbie led the conference along with my mom and a bunch of other wonderful teachers. And it was the opening night of the program. I didn't know anybody. I felt very uncomfortable. I thought maybe I made a mistake. These people seem really into this. I'm not really sure if I'm into it. and Debbie's doing her thing, and the room is filling up with sound. People who travel across the country to be with her and learn from her to sing music. And sure enough, about 20 minutes into the program, I started crying. I didn't know why I was crying, but I was really crying. I couldn't stop crying. It was starting to be embarrassing because I didn't know anybody, and I was just sitting there crying while everybody seemed to be having a great time. And Debbie, who was leading the program with all these people, saw that I had moved myself to the back because I was embarrassed that I was making such a scene. And she put her guitar down, let somebody finish whatever she was doing, and she came and sat with me in the back, and she held my hand, and she just knew what was happening to me, that I was reconnecting with this whole side of myself that I had stuffed away. And she just held my hand and stayed with me, I think, almost an hour. And the program went on, and other people did their thing. And I just will always be grateful for her for reconnecting me to this. Is a huge part of my life now. It's always been. I feel like she helped me find a piece of myself. And it was because she was noticing. She wasn't performing. She was just bringing whatever anyone needed to the room, and she found me what I needed. So I miss her, and I'm so happy to be here celebrating her today.
We take just a minute for silent reflection, silent meditation, and right afterwards we'll continue on page 180 with an Am Shalom of Debbie's that we've heard before, but it's not her super popular one, but it really hits the mark in so many ways. A moment.
without question, so many others in this room could offer their own recollections, their own stories. So many rabbis, so many teachers talk about how Debbie influenced their lives. And I cannot actually honestly say that I might be one of the only rabbis who's a business partner with Debbie Friedman. Because 10 years ago when we invented the Misha Berach prayer, Misha Berach, the healing bear, we thought about what we wanted to put on the back. What words, and without question, it was Debbie's words of Misha Berach that we wanted to incorporate into the healing bear. So I actually called her and asked if I could. She actually made sure that her name and her partners, the partner that she wrote the song with, is incorporated in this bear. And we send proceeds to her family for every bear that we give away, for every bear that we sell. So I'm honored to call Debbie Friedman not only my teacher, but my business partner. But by far, it's her Misha Berach prayer that changed so many of our lives. And just today over lunch, the person I was having lunch with said, the high holidays were great, but why didn't you sing the Misha Berach prayer, the one that we like? Because everyone resonates with the Misha Berach prayer. Page 371 is the prayer for healing. We offer this at every service, healing of body, healing of spirit. If you have the name of anyone that you'd like to mention, I ask that you please rise and offer that name. Thank you. We join with all those in need of healing. We rise together. Feel free to put your hand next to the person, or on top of the person, or around the person that you're with, or would like to be with, or need to be with, as we join together in the Misha Berach prayer.
Thank you.
Baruch Ha'am, holy, we praise you, God, who brings healing to all those in need. And let us say, Amen. Please be seated. All of us are on journeys. Some of us know where we're going, others might not. But it is the journey that makes life so beautiful. Debbie Friedman had the unique ability to touch the lives of people with whom she came in contact and inspired an even larger community of people throughout the globe, as you heard tonight. A woman who changed the face of Jewish music. It seemed only fitting that the final words be hers. 2 months before she died, she wrote a most amazing email to some of her friends questioning life. Her words, and I'm honored to read them. First of all, we wonder if we've given anything to this world. Have we given enough that we will be remembered? We are terrified that we are going to be forgotten. That we will have lived and worked hard to make a difference in the world, and it will all have been for nothing, because it is forgotten and we are forgotten. That, in fact, we are nothing more than dust. But the thing I fear most about death is my fear of life. I haven't yet mastered the art of living. How can I leave this world when I haven't yet learned to live in it and manage it? If I don't know how to live with openness and without fear, how will I ever be able to look at death's face when we meet? How can I possibly be gracious? It would seem that before I die, I must learn to live without fear. I must learn to live with pain and chesed, with a loving and open heart. Once I accept this, embrace the beauty of this world, both life and the path in which I see death will be transformed. Debbie transformed so many when she took one of the Psalms and she put it to music. When she wrote, "Those who sow in tears will reap in joy." As we reflect upon life of the people that we travel our lives' journeys with, as we gather today to remember a mom or a grandmother, a sister or a relative, a parent or a friend, we think about their story, and we remember them. Please rise. We observe socially for Aaron Conich, Harold Irvin, Margaret Levitt, Howard, Edward Lippman, Andy Ehrlich, Marty Raskin, Jeanette Weissman, Barry Heintoff. We remember those whose yard-side occurs at this time and this season. Robert Albert, Sidney Berenson, Ruth Bernstein, Sylvia Buckman, Estelle Senner, Eva Cohen, Mary Copeman, Marlene Engberg, Taylor Fields, Ida Firestone, H. Bernard Firestone, Milton Fox, Simon Galinsky, William Peter Gerber, Jack Gilbert, Beverly Goldberg, Vernon Carter, Lenore Holland, Andrew Jarmel, Dr. Abraham S. King, Nathaniel Cates, Michael Kogan, Mitzi Leboff, Harry Levy, Arthur K. Levy Jr., Phyllis Lieberman, Kate Lindner, Rebecca Macklin, Dorothy March, Sarah Markowitz, Marge Mason, William Maxwell Mazer Jr., Eleanor Mendelson, Dr. Edward S. Merdiger, Sarah Meyer, Ruth Schulman Miller, Gala Elrod Malmuth, Jack Netchin, Joseph Perry, Marina Pikowski, Joan Richmond, Marcia Rose, Alan I. Rubens, Fanny Sand, Della Schwartz, Sean Jason Seeler, Harry Seelon, Arthur Shaw, Ida Spar, Samuel L. Sperling, Aileen Wallman. We remember victims of terrorism killed in this past week. Jadad Assad, and victims of violence killed in Cook and Lake counties. We offer these names together. Thomas Sanchez, Chang Green, Rayvon Little, Andrew Johnson Jr., Doug Chambliss, Andre Brown. If you have the name of anyone else that you'd like to mention, I ask that you please rise and offer those names. We join with all those who mourn, page 598, the words of the Kaddish prayer. Yikadal, Yikadal, Shemei Rabbah, Elma, Yirah, Yuteh, Yelveh, Yuteh, V'chai Hon, Yomen Hon, Chayim, Hon, Israel, V'agalah, Yisman, Merri, Yiru, Amen. Yehei, Shemei Rabbah, Morach, Nemam, Me'emana, Yitbarach, Yishtabach, Yitma'ar, Yitmaman, Yitnaseh, Yithadar, Yitaleh, Yitalah, Shemei B'kushad, Richu, La'ela, Minpol, Birchata, V'shirata, Tushbachata, V'nechamata, Aviram, Me'amah, Yibru, Amen. Yehei, Shema, Rabba, Yushamayim, V'chayim, Aleinu, Ya'achol, Yisrael, Yibru, Amen. Oseh Shalom, B'rona, Uyaseh Shalom, Aleinu, Ya'achol, Yisrael, Yibru, Amen. May the source of peace and peace to all who mourn and comfort all who are bereaved. Let us say, Amen. Jackson, very brief gift presentation.
Jackson, thank you. Beautiful day. On behalf of the Board of Trustees, we have a this is about and remember this service tonight. Remember your family. And they should never see you. And as you begin to think, you always have Am Shalom. This beautiful.
Mia, is it your birthday tomorrow? Tomorrow is a great day for birthdays. Come on up. You join us.
It's Erin's birthday.
It's Erin's birthday tonight. You join a great group of people. You can sit down. Actually, no, you can't. You gotta stay up here. You hold the wine. You're not 21 yet, are you? I know someone turning 21 tomorrow, and I bet you he's gonna have a Kiddush wine tonight too. Not. Together. Join Jackson on put your hand on the towel. Together. You got a Jewish beanie baby in honor of your birthday.
So a few thank yous before we conclude tonight's service. I'm going to do these as fast as possible. Thank you, Am Shalom, for enabling our community to come together each and every week to welcome in Shabbat with openness, caring, and joy, and sincerity. Thank you to my clergy partners, our executive director, Ed Alpert, and the entire staff and our board under the guidance of Barbara Gravestone for helping to make this special Jewish Music Heritage Shabbat happen. Thank you to our musicians, Ken Smith, Noah Blackkin, Sam Powers, and our additional singers for this evening, Tasha and Miles. and our conductor Orna for bringing their talents together to help create such a beautiful service. Thank you to our musicians, musical artists in residence, my teachers and my friends, Merri, Lovinger-Arian, and Elana for their spirit, their music, their leadership, and thought that enabled us to honor this Shabbat. Finally, thank you to our very own adult volunteer choir, who has dedicated many of their Monday and occasionally Thursday evenings for the love of Jewish music and making Jewish worship music special and meaningful at Am Shalom. So over the last few months, the group and I have discussed giving the choir a more ceremonious name than the Am Shalom Volunteer Choir. Somehow it just didn't have that ring. So after much deliberation on this first Jewish Music Heritage Shabbat of this year, honoring their choice of topic, the music of Debbie Friedman. I'm gonna cry, so hold on. I find it fitting to announce the new name of the adult choir, Kolenu, meaning our voice. Debbie Friedman, over the last 40 years plus, gave us voice. The congregation, she gave our voice back to the congregation. She put Torah back into the hands of every Jew, creating Jewish music, enabling us to learn, sing, grow, and express not only the liturgy and Bible, but also our feelings, our joys, our sorrows, our gratitude, and so much more. She planted the seed that grew our voice, Kolenu. So on that note, may the sweetness of this Shabbat be with you all week long. May Debbie Friedman's music and spirit continue to inspire and enhance our lives. And may we strengthen ourselves and each other in our life's journeys. And may this be our blessing. Amen. On page 469, Tfilat Hader, please join us.
Bingo, it's being done. Quite the
They organize all the time.
You taking this kid on a safety car?
Meals and the tours.
No, my dad. When I go, I'm gonna bring this one.
Dude.
He reached. He's like so drunk. He's like, and he reached up to me and got to my friend.
even sounded beautiful on the little one. Even sounded good on the little one.
What do you think?
Music.
Music? You can make music. With your shirt. Look at that.
Shabbat Shalom. Welcome to Am Shalom. Welcome to David Summers' Bar Mitzvah. Welcome to the fall meeting of the CCAR. The largest gathering of rabbis in America today. Thanks, rabbis. Take a deep breath. What's going to make this service even more special is your participation. Read with whoever might be reading. Add your voices to Adam Kahan's voice, the beautiful music of Ken Smith, and to actor Andrea Ray Markowitz here at Am Shalom. Join with Rabbi Mandel and the Summer family. We ask the Torah study today, as this congregation always asks, is the bar mitzvah boy ready this week, Rabbi? And with the greatest of pride, I said absolutely. Turn to the person that you're sitting next to, wish them a Shabbat Shalom. Feel free to give them a kiss. Please know that in our prayer books, where it is italicized, we want you to participate. Please refrain from taking pictures during the service. Please turn off cell phones and pagers. Relax your shoulders, take a deep breath, make yourself comfortable. And let us join together. Page 2. Am Shalom Adult Open up your service supplement to that traditional morning prayer. David, you have taken your rightful place on the bima. You will be leading most of this service in music and in prayer. We invite your grandfather, John, to come forward to make a presentation of a talit, beautiful prayer shawl for you to wear on this special day.
About a year ago, we traveled to Jerusalem, and you picked out this talis, and now you get a chance to put it on and wear it for all of us. Talit is a religious symbol, a garment, a shroud, a canopy. It is a cloak which envelops the Jewish person both physically and spiritually. We present you with this talit in hope that it will wrap you and yourself in that you will wrap yourself in it and feel spiritually wrapped in all the love and joy that surrounds you this day. We hope that you have many occasions to wear it in the future, and that each time you'll be reminded of the memories of this extraordinary day. We now invite you to offer the blessing of this talit.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kitchenu mitzvotav v'tzivanu v'nitateh v'atziti.
how lucky you are to wear a talit. But we know that from 1939 to 1945, 6 million Jews, 12 million human beings died during the Shoah. Today, you choose to participate in a very special program, the Chain of Memory.
Today, I'm honored to remember brothers Francois and Jules Sobel through the Chain of Memory program of the United States Holocaust Memorial Museum in Washington, D.C. Francois was born on September 9, 1930, and Jules was born on March 25, 1937, in Metz, France. They were deported to Auschwitz in 1942, where they died. Today, I carry on their legacy as we place a talit on an empty chair. Francois and Jules were not able to become related. Today, we remember them and honor them.
So we take a moment of silence as we look at the Chain of Memory talit draping this chair, making that promise to never forget. A prayer for the study of Torah, page 4.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav, v'tzivanu la'asot divrei Torah. Blessed are you, Adonai, our God, sovereign of the universe. You make us holy with mitzvot and command us to engage with words of Torah.
And now some words of Torah.
Elu devarim she'ein lahem shiur, she'adam okel perozehem b'olam hazeh, v'hakeren kayemet lo le'olam haba, ve'elu hein kivud ha'elu kivud hasadim, ve'hashkamat beit hamikdash shacharit ve'aravi, ve'achnasat orchim u'bikur olim, ve'achnasat kala u'leat hamet biyot tefillah, ve'hava'at shalom bein adam le'havero, ve'talmud Torah k'neged kulam.
We continue in our service on page 5 as we all rise together.
Am I awake? Am I prepared? Are you listening to my prayer? Can you hear my voice? Can you understand? Am I awake? Am I prepared?
Please be seated as we invite David's great aunt and uncle, Fran and Joel Mason, to join us